February, and this is the While We Still Can podcast. Welcome. I'm Lisa.
Tina.
And we're glad you're here. We're going to talk about some Missouri news, some national news, and whatever else we feel like talking about. What's been going on with you, Tina? You had a pretty important meeting this week, yes?
Well, before we talk about that, I wanted to ask if everybody received their Doge paycheck, stimulus check from all that savings. They were supposed to go out on February 31st. I was just wondering if anybody else got one. Direct deposit.
Yeah, I'll keep watching for that. So far, no.
Well, he's got to pay for his 14th kid that he just had. Okay, so back to Missouri news. So Friday, which was the 28th.
Yeah. I feel like we need a Missouri news theme song, like Welcome to the Jungle or something that,
what
really...
was Josh Hawley singing to? Running to when he was running out of the Capitol?
Wow, I'm not sure.
Remember they had that video that they always showed him with jogging?
When I think of Josh Hawley running, I just think of like maybe a disco beat,
Yeah. Well,
something that looks good with like a shiny headband and some short shorts. I don't know.
We're gonna, maybe if we have any listeners that want to write in and give us like a Missouri theme song that they think
that'd be dope.
We can kind of, so like all two people.
Yeah. Hey, both y'all.
We'll pick out of a hat. Yeah. So me and my mother and two other women that were probably 50 and 70, both healthcare people, we all went and met with Eric Schmidt, not him, but his constituent, I don't know what he was.
Liaisons or something?
Yeah, he just listened and had a poker face. He was very, very good poker face. I'll give him
that. That's cool.
And I mean, we were professional. I mean, I did not have my operating room mouth, so it was good. We all had a list of stuff we wanted to talk about. We pulled out some like emotions every once in a while and stuff.
Did he write it down or type notes or what did he do?
Yeah, he wrote it all down. Whether I ever see anything come from that, but you know what? I'm gonna continue doing that sort of thing. And Josh Hawley's like the Columbia office. I had to call a couple different offices to get a hold of like an actual person. I was surprised when I did, but it was just downtown at their office, and maybe we could try to see if he'll do a town hall.
Yeah, where is that office? Like, do you know the address?
Where Walt's Bike Shop is, and then like Logboat, there's that building right next to it, the lighter tan one. It's in one of those big business buildings.
Okay.
It looks super fancy. I'm really glad my tax money's going there. And also, I wanted to say I unblocked Eric Schmidt before I went in there because I wanted to see what he's been posting on Twitter. So I could also say something about that, how he cannot return an email or phone call, but he can post pictures of himself with Elon sucking his big toe, talking about Doge.
Okay.
And so I did bring that up because it's me. But like I said, it felt good to go and tell somebody that was maybe will say like, hey, these ladies are pissed. And we definitely brought up like, why are you obeying in advance? Why are you giving your power away? You were voted in and you're giving all of your power to the executive branch. Why are you doing that? So. And
he didn't answer any questions, right? He just received your concerns to pass on to his boss.
Yes. Yeah. It was, again, I left my email. He already has my phone number. Joshua has my phone number. Joshua wishes he did not have my phone number. Bob Onder had a phone town hall because he's a pussy and won't go to a real one. Yeah. A Kansas senator literally left his town hall.
Yeah, I saw that. They asked him why veterans were getting fired, and he was pieced out, right?
And did we talk about last time about how Congress is probably getting death threats on their families?
Oh, yeah.
then you need to step down. Democracy, all the millions of people in the United States lives are on the line. Step down from that job if you can't do it.
That, and how about report those death threats and bring the people that made them to justice so that it deters other people from doing that, and maybe bring to justice the top of the crime ring who aggravates those folks and causes them to do unfortunate things like make death threats. But that would have been a lot easier to do 7 years ago, 4 years ago than it is right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Because now we don't really have a functional FBI, Justice Department, court system, or anything else.
Pam Bondi, everybody's mad at MAGA's mad at Pam Bondi. It's kind of funny to watch. It's what she didn't do.
Oh.
Okay. Remember how she promised them fucking Epstein things were coming out?
Yeah.
So last week, they were on her desk, and she had to review them. And then everybody's like, that's sus. Thought this was full transparency, Pam. And, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, she saw some nasty shit about her boss in there.
Yeah, we wouldn't know because they haven't been reviewed.
Right.
Why didn't they get released last presidency? Last administration? I don't know.
It has to be because the amount of people that are in there and the ramifications of it, which is so fucked up. Like, if Pam Bondi really went in there and revealed the Epstein list, I would give her props for that.
Sure.
Straight up.
Yep. Publish it.
I don't care which side you're on if I fucking hate you. If Donald Trump went in there, which I wouldn't trust a goddamn thing he did, honestly. But if Pam Bondi unsealed that shit, I would consider maybe changing my mind. But I knew she's the one who helped Epstein get off in the first place.
Well, I mean, people can do
get off.
They can do 999 bad things, and just because they do one good thing doesn't mean they're good at their job or a good person or whatever,
But I can say, hey, that was a good thing.
Sure. Yeah. And that's the thing. Here at the pod, we give credit where it's due, no matter what.
Yeah. It's just never really due very often. Sorry, I got off on the Epstein thing. So she didn't drop them, basically. And the one she did, she acted like she was going to, and it was just a bunch of flight logs that have already been...
Yeah.
So I have actually seen a lot of social media MAGA people being like, fire her. I'm like, conned by the con man. Weird.
Well, if we think back to the first Trump presidency, that first year or so, there were a lot of positions that were revolving doors. I mean, like Scaramucci, right? That's a whole meme. Now it's how many Scaramuccis did they last, right?
Right. Oh. Okay. So another Missouri thing, there was a statewide protest in several different towns and cities for...
Applause here. Yeah.
Yes. LGBTQ equality. It was pretty cool. There was one in Jeff City, Columbia, Springfield, Rolla, Sedalia, Hannibal, everywhere. And there were, I think the smallest was maybe Sedalia or Hannibal with 40 people.
Yeah.
But some of them had 300, 350. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. You went to the Jeff City one, right?
I did.
There were 150 people there? That's a lot of people for Jefferson City. It's kind of ground zero for being conservative in Missouri.
There was no one trolling or anything.
That's good.
It was chilly, but Veda and I made our signs this morning. She got to do a little Taylor Swift on hers. She's like, so what do? We just go yell? And I was like, yeah, just hold this up. So she only lasted 20 minutes, but I gave it to her.
Kudos to you for, getting your kid involved and making your voice heard.
Yeah, I'm like, you get to go yell. Come on, you want to do that in the house all the time anyways. So. But my sister is a lesbian, and so I tried to explain to her, some people are really, really mean to other people just because they're different than them. And we have to make sure that we say that it's not okay. So she's like, why would they be mean? I know, that's what I'm saying. So we went to that. That was super fun. And then what else in Missouri? Bob Onder had a town hall online because he's too much of a weenie.
How'd that go?
I mean, I think he like screened the questions. I don't know. I actually didn't go. I'm just on a Bob Onder hating Facebook group. It's literally like how to make
I'll tell you what, there's a group for everything
suck.
on Facebook, isn't there?
There sure is. So it makes me feel better. You're not alone.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It's nice to know you're not alone.
Yes, it is. What did I have about Ameren on here? They voted on. So Ameren has to.
Wait, what's Ameren? Can you remind me?
Electric or not electric? It's the nuclear plant.
Oh, okay. It's a company that runs nuclear power. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so they have a certain rate that is determined like by the city, like to raise the prices. They have to ask or something. They have to vote on it. And let me look and see who exactly that is.
I've got the article here. Should I read it?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
It's by Shane Leguess from the Columbia Missourian and says, in Jefferson City, the Missouri Senate passed a bill Monday revising key aspects of utility rates, including allowing utility companies to seek rate increases based on projected costs rather than actual costs. The bill, which passed on a 22-11 vote, allows for companies to seek rate increases that include construction work in progress on natural gas units. It also allows for Missourians to opt out of using smart meters, among other provisions. For utility companies, a test year is a 12-month period used to decide the future cost of service. Currently, Missouri utility companies use a historical test year that bases utility rates on expenses, investments, and sales from a recent 12-month period to determine future rates. So Senate Bill 4 gives gas, water, and some sewage companies the option to use future test years, which would base rate requests on projected expenses and revenue. The Public Service Commission can stop a company from using future test years if it's determined harmful to public interest, according to the bill. So,
Yeah, so basically they can overcharge you ahead of time.
So there's a senator named Joe Nicola, who's a Republican from Green Valley, who said, I haven't found anybody that knows everything about this bill. He voted against the bill and says, I wish we'd have taken a little more time, maybe even had some town halls across the state and press conferences so that we can explain to the people what the problem is. And then it goes on to say the Senate did not pass an emergency clause that would put the bill into immediate effect if it gains a final passage. The bill now moves to the Missouri House for further debate. Well, if you have an opinion on that, make sure you call your representative because they're going to be talking about that in debate.
Hey, I thought Donald Trump said my prices were going to be fucking lower.
I fear you may have been lied to, my friend.
Weird. I'm digging my heels in, Lisa. Okay. There was the economic blackout the other day. Did you observe?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't buy anything but it wasn't because I didn't try. It was because I was at work all damn day.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah. But I will say that there was a member of my family that had a birthday and gifts were all purchased ahead of time. I will say that.
Well, look at you. I think I bought a Happy Meal with Veda had to go to the doctor. She does not have asthma. They thought that happened after you were 30. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, the really embarrassing made me ashamed. So ashamed.
Yeah.
It's hard to even talk about. I couldn't even watch, I watched 30 seconds of it and I was like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Yeah, it was bad. So you probably all already heard this, but Trump met with Zelensky from Ukraine, president of Ukraine, in the Oval Office, and things got contentious. They were escalated by Vance, and they were extremely rude to him. Zelensky handled it well. You know, he's a patient man.
The press were there. The press was there.
Yeah. But it was atrocious how they behaved toward him. And it pretty much brought home that, you know, here in the Oval Office, our president and vice president were literally spouting like Russian talking points, propaganda from Russia to the leader of Ukraine. It was bad.
It was, oh my God, it's already making my stomach hurt.
The good news about it, in my opinion, is that, you know, we've been saying all along that, like, people have to learn. Like, we've done what we can to explain to people why this whole administration was going to be and now is a total and complete disaster. But there's just a lot of people out there that didn't think it affected them, didn't think it was that big of a deal, and have to come to the conclusion of what a shit show this is on their own volition. And I feel like this was a big event to push a lot of people out there toward admitting, like, either we were lied to or I was wrong or my God, this is awful.
Human. Like, you're fucking gross. And JD Vance telling him that he didn't even say thank you for the money. Like, get your bitch ass out of here. Did you see all the memes they made about Marco Rubio sinking into that couch? They're like, if he sinks any deeper into that couch, JD Vance is gonna fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. But then I saw Aaron Parnas reported tonight that, what was it, Norway? I can't remember. There's a Scandinavian company that has announced it's going to refuse to refuel American ships and whatever needs fuel, submarines, whatever.
So after I was talking to some people about that situation, and they do the devil's advocate thing of how is this war going to stop? And I'm like, when Russia gets out of a sovereign nation, like, what? Like, the war would stop if they leave.
Well, I saw, there was a guy I saw on Facebook. He was like, okay, so if someone breaks into your house and is like taking claim to your home and tearing it up on the way, and somebody comes in and says, okay, let's just settle this. You can keep the rooms you already ransacked. Like, no, that's not how it works. Get the F out of the house altogether, obviously. You know? Come on.
Yeah. They're like, well, it's got to stop. And I'm like, yeah, then fucking leave. Right. Yeah. So then there was that other UN vote the other day that the United States voted with fucking Russia and North Korea. Okay, guys, that's where we're at. Super embarrassing. But then we see the aligning of that on, I don't know where I was going with this. Where was I? What were we talking about?
Don't you hate it when you lose your train of thought, like, during your sentence? That happens to me all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Just all the time. And then I'm like, oh, cool, I'm an idiot. Oh, yeah. So I was talking to this person, you know, he's like, how would the war stop? And I'm like, they leave. He's like, okay. I'm like, honestly, with all this NATO shit, I think that, and I hope I don't get a bunch of pushback on this, but they should fucking kick us out of NATO. They should do whatever the fuck they want, because a lot of the shit that, like, a lot of the restrictions come from us, since a lot of our money goes into it. And so we, like, make rules for Ukraine, like, you can have this shit, but you can't go into Russia with it or whatever. So they should just fucking kick us out of NATO if we're being, like, hungry.
Well, our administration can't be trusted.
Exactly.
They might as well just forget about it, because, yeah.
Yeah. We're making you unsafe. And it's going to make us unsafe to be out of NATO, but we're making them unsafe. And I do not blame them.
And that's the thing. It's up to the American people to stand up and be like, this isn't acceptable. This is not who we want leading us, and make a change.
And it's
specifically how, I mean, yeah, I guess the House is up for grabs first, but my God, this feels like it's gone beyond what's going to be fixed by the House.
No, it's literally been 6 weeks. And
this has been the longest 6 weeks ever. Oh my God.
And I don't think March is going to be better. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. You know what the good news is?
What?
Witchy TikTok says the big change is coming. But
yeah,
in all fairness, Witchy TikTok, you've been saying that for a while now. Let's see some, put up or shut up.
Let's do a fucking timeline switch, bitch.
I do not like this timeline.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just really sad. Like, and
I'm sorry. I have sorrow and grief.
I have really like some sorrow about, I see some older folks on TikTok, or excuse me, on Facebook. And when I say older, I mean like maybe in their 70s, which again, the older I get, the younger that feels. But point being that to see them towing the line for this propaganda when probably their like parents or grandparents fought in wars against fascism, and authoritarianism. I mean, I know one of my grandpas was in France during World War II, and I remember asking him about, like, when I was a kid, I can't remember the context because I was pretty young, but I asked him if he'd ever been to Paris. And in my mind, I'm thinking about the Eiffel Tower and all that. And I remember the look on his face. It was like, yeah. He looked sad,
Right.
And I was like, wow, did you see the Eiffel Tower? Yeah. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, honey, we were actually marching around the city. I didn't see much of it. And that's all he said, you know.
They don't like
I was
to
like,
talk
oh.
about it.
Yeah, he never, ever talked about it. Yeah, and just to think, like, that was, 2 generations ago. And now
and
this is happening.
Is on fucking Facebook, like...
Yeah. Certainly, I just want to clarify that the people on Facebook that I see, they're not in my family, right? They're just like maybe acquaintances or whatever. But like they have to have those family members too that are probably not alive anymore.
I have,
what a stab in the back to those people that fought and died and saw all these like horrific things. And now these folks are like either parroting or defending literally Russian propaganda. And that comes to be like, it's true. Like there's a meme, that says, it says Fox News did to our parents what they thought MTV would do to us.
Right.
Oh my God, it's true.
It's so
like,
true.
They're literally brainwashed and they ain't coming back. They're going to go to their graves like this because they can't admit they're wrong. It's too painful.
Like it's their identity at this point.
Yeah.
But
it's almost like at this point, it's like them admitting their religion is all a sham. They can't do it. It just,
come on,
their brain will
I've known
explode.
Quite a few Mormons to take them underwears off. Okay.
Anywho.
All right. Well, what else?
Yeah.
Is there any new plane crashes? We talked about Elon's new baby.
Well, since we recorded, there was a near miss in, what was it? I forgot where this one was.
We're not registering those, okay? Only the actual misses. No,
there's got to be an explosion involved.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I have a trip coming up. I decided to go.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, you totally, yes.
I was waffling because my intuition tells me I'm going to die, but I decided to go because I need the
CEUs.
I need the education credits. So if I don't come back, you can be like, well,
you won't need those credits anyways.
Her intuition was right. She gone. I told my husband that, and he's like, well, make sure you write down your passwords and shit before you go.
True love, babe.
Warm and fuzzy, I tell you.
You know what? I've known a lot of people, like, before their spouse died, like, they actually, very recently before it happens, like, they look like they show each other that shit. Like, I've heard of that. Like, I've known people... And their wife was like, hey, this is where I keep this shit. And then she, like, had a fucking stroke. Like,
I guess we'll see. Time will tell. I'll either be back or I won't.
Hey, just feel how you're feeling on that day. And if you really feel like you shouldn't go, don't fucking go. Seriously.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I already bought plane tickets and, have plans. So I'll probably go. I might be on the plane, like, breathing into a plastic or a paper bag. Oh my God, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make it.
Is there a doctor on here? No.
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 I'll be like, I don't know what's going on this plane, but I'm not qualified to take care of it. I guarantee you that.
Nope. I am a regular folk today.
Do they need their gallbladder out? I mean,
I didn't get my CEUs. I haven't got my CEUs yet. Okay. All right. Well, we have that interview coming up, so that'll be fun.
We're excited about it. We'll tell you more when we get it recorded, but we're excited about it. Yeah. Very.
I feel big time, okay. Okay, well, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you're bored tomorrow, and I'm sure something unprecedented will happen. So
yeah, I'm free. So yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Well, folks, all both of you out there, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is the While We Still Can, as in while we can still vote, while we can still travel freely from state to state, while we can still go international, and with a hope of coming back, the While We Still Can podcast. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.